Hi, are you needing some guidance about your heart's calling or what the heck it is your soul even wants or is asking from you? Then this is the pick a card reading for you. Hi everyone, welcome back for another oracle card reading for the heart and soul. I am Cheryl Harnish, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. And I am the author of the Path of the Soul, Divine Guidance, and Return of Spirit deck. Now, I just released a video a couple days ago that's a special edition ASMR video. So I know some of you don't like ASMR, and that's totally okay. But I promise I'm going to have my regular weekly readings for you guys all the time. But it's nice to have alternate modalities for healing and soothing the soul. So if you're interested in more ASMR videos, not necessarily pick a card, perhaps a video of just affirmations to help start changing those core beliefs so we start to manifest things that are more congruent with what we are desiring. I have a lot of video ideas, so if you're interested, please let me know down in the comments. And as always, where to get the cards and how to reach me for a personal reading is all down below in the video description part. All right, so today's pick a card is answers from our deepest heart or answers from the soul. And again, we have our selection of 4 Buddhas, and our new Buddha was actually named, and I need to say congratulations to Jackie Holman and Susan Aden, who both won a free 30-minute reading. Congratulations, you guys. Merry Christmas. Okay, so our card choices today. This will be pile number 1 with our little lovely peace Buddha. Pile number 2 is our prayers Buddha. Pile number 3, who now has a name, is the manifesting Buddha. And I went with that. I'm going to try to get him closer because it really looks like he's holding the world. And, you know, in an essence, we are the creators of our reality, either consciously or unconsciously. And I felt like that was just a really suiting name. So our manifesting Buddha is choice number 3. And our abundance Buddha is choice number 4. So take your time, as always. Tune into your heart. Use whatever method you like to choose your cards. And you can choose one reading, all readings, whatever works for you, my love, whatever works for you. And I am going to get started. See you in a sec. Hi, group number 1. How are you today? So, for those of you who chose our peace Buddha, this is our reading. So let's see, which way are we going here? This way. I always do that too. Okay, so we have cellular healing. Master number 44. See that? And this is divine guidance. So we've got some healing going on here, you guys. This is magical. Oh, I don't know if this one has come out recently. And this one is called Ascension. Now, I'm going to put this story together, but I really like pulling cards on camera because I feel like it's nice to be able to see the cards coming out of the deck. And because this reading is definitely about healing, about not that there's anything wrong with the vibration that you carry at this moment. Not at all. But this is changing the status of your regular state into something that is more congruent with the life and the path and purpose that you have here. Now, let's see what cards. I usually try to do this quickly before I can think about which cards that I'm drawing. Okay, so we have shifting, which means changes are coming, and divinity. So, I have to say, with both the Ascension card and the Divinity card coming out, I feel like a lot of this is really centered around shifting, because we have the shifting card, shifting your life and your state of being into what is true and congruent for your heart. Because usually when these kinds of cards are coming out, there's all kinds of things we could change in our world, but the first focus has to be us and where we're at. And there's something about claiming yourself here. And what I mean by that is like really claiming your spirituality. So I don't know if perhaps you guys are new on your path and journey, or if, like sometimes we come in and out of walking the spiritual path. So I don't know, but it feels like there's been some sort of like coming back to it, or coming back to yourself, or, kind of getting lost in life and then remembering, whoa, there's something more to me, to life, to this, and getting called back to it. And that Divinity card is asking of you to really begin this process of embracing your truth and embracing your power, embracing your greatness as a soul, as this divine spark of light. Because life can get so consuming, and we get so caught up in this that we think we're this false self personality when actually we're so much more. So there's something about this awakening that is happening here. And especially with that Ascension card, like in a way, this is like a representation of the energy body. And I mean, if I could get it close enough, you could see that there's these layers of vibes. Like I almost want to put it right up to the camera so that you can take in the energy of this. Now with that Ascension card and this working to shift our vibration, which all of that happens within the heart center, we also have the healing, our cellular healing card. And often what happens is that when we come out of alignment, and what that means is when we fall more into the false self, personality self, and kind of fall asleep to our truth, life can sometimes take us for a whirl and our energy gets out of alignment. And what happens is sometimes we end up having physical symptoms of this misalignment. And this card, I do have to say, it's not just physical issues. So I'm sure that many of you are having various issues that you're dealing with as around your health, but this can also be, those other symptoms of being out of alignment, which could be anxiety or stress, depression, lethargy, fatigue, those sort of things that manifest with that. Because it really feels to me like your heart is calling you back, your soul is calling you back to yourself and to your path and to your purpose. Now, with that shifting card being here, it feels like you guys are facing some changes, but these changes, it feels like, yes, there's things issues, whatnot, that needs to be dealt with here in the physical, in your life, whether that's changing jobs or making some alterations in your relationship. But things are changing. And when we are in these periods of, okay, I'm really going to do this, and I'm really going to walk my path, and I'm really, and then we see out here what is not congruent with us, and we start to do the work within here, and these things start to change out there. It can be sometimes we experience like, loneliness or feeling kind of segregated and that sort of thing. But I feel like I need to reassure you that you guys are like in the middle of this, not at the beginning or end. And I know that it can, we get really impatient with ourselves and with our healing process. And I understand, I know what that's like. But, there's a real empowerment that is coming here. And with that 44 divine guidance card sitting here, I feel like I really, really need to reassure you that your soul, your highest self, the universe, God, is guiding you down this path. And it is not doing it in a logical way. It's not going to lead you down the path in a way that makes sense to your logical mind. This is an issue for the heart. It's a matter for the heart, because the heart is our compass, right? And it feels to me like you guys may be being asked to do things that seem like a little bit crazy. It's like, are you serious? Like, am I really supposed to do this or change that? Like, and it can be scary. But I feel like this is a reassurance that all these changes that you're thinking, even if they're just a quiet little niggling in the back of your mind, kind of saying, okay, you need to do this, that this is all for your highest good. And this is to get you back into alignment, back to a heart space where you're safe to really be there, engaging the world, and brings you, your heart, your life, your mind, your physical, spiritual self, the healing that you need. Okay? Now here's some big vehicles going by outside, and I hope that doesn't disturb your reading. Now I feel like, don't tell the other groups, I feel like we need one more card here. It's for whatever reason, I feel like we're not quite complete because there seems to be a little missing something. So maybe we'll just pull two. Vibrational. So again, they're reiterating this whole thing. Now, but the difference with the vibrational card versus the ascension card, even though they're both about our vibration and energy, the vibrational card is like a reminder that who you are has an impact in this world, and that the energy of who you are touches and affects the people around you. And this is about making these changes so that you come into your truth and power and really have that effect that you want to have out in the world. It's about really coming to that place where you embrace your purpose, where you feel like you and your life has meaning, and that what you're doing every day has meaning. Now we are going to draw one more card. Okay, let's see. Okay, all right. So this is kind of like our final message here. And with that voice card, I often say this, it reminds me of these two beautiful, with the violet indigo colors, these two beautiful vocal cords that are more connected to our higher centers versus our lower centers, which are like survival centers, right? And it's surrounded with this incredible yellow, and yellow represents the solar plexus, which is our power center. And so it feels to me like this is about you guys coming to this place where you find your voice. And that could be about finding voice within your relationships, just finding your voice in your lives, because so often we go through life repressing and suppressing ourselves and trying to keep us small so we don't rock the boat and we don't do this and we don't do that, and everything just kind of comes at us, and it's kind of like saying, whoa, step back. And here's the space for me. This is the space I need. This is what's true to me, my spirituality and all of these things, whatever they are for you. But I have to say that on some level, there is something about you communicating in some way that is a part of your path and purpose. And whether that is, speaking, teaching, singing, counseling, communicate, it's anything that revolves communication. And communication is such a broad area but there is something about ultimately you finding your voice and being that expression of your truth and your divinity out here in the world. So the changes are coming. Keep doing this work that you're doing. Like I said, like the main message, if this is your soul and your deepest heart giving you this message, the message is like, hold on. Just hold on. You're in the middle of these changes. There is light at the end of the tunnel. As things shift, it's going to be uncomfortable. Just allow it to be that way, because this solidity and stability is absolutely coming after this. Once this passes, it'll slowly settle. Okay. So if you enjoyed the reading, please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I have videos coming out every week. And if you would like a personal reading, which is more based on you as an individual versus a group reading, my info is down below on where to contact me. I wish you guys much love. Hang in there, okay? And I will see you again next week. Take care. Hi, group number 2. How are you? Okay, this reading is for those of you who have chosen our praying Buddha. Prayers Buddha. I'll stick him right over here. And we're going to go this way. Okay, so we have the Om card, O-M. Ooh, we have new directions. Okay, guys. This is definitely some life changes happening here. This is the Boundless card. And we have the Consciousness card. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get us a couple cards more. I had said this in the other reading that I really like pulling the cards in front of you guys, because it's nice to see them coming out and see spirit working its magic in these readings. So I feel like I'm gonna take that one and that one, and you know what? I don't know why. We're gonna take this one too. Okay. Now I know why. Okay, so we have the Gifted card. There's a strong message if ever I saw one. Okay, the Contact card. Wow. And the Right card. Okay. And before I even say anything more, I need to point out, Gifted and Right came out together, and this pick a card is what your deepest heart, your soul, is asking of you. That's the answers there. It's your soul's guidance, and these two cards came out. Just take note of that, okay? Now, what I find interesting is that while we have the right card, which is talking about writing, journaling, blogging, even channeling, anything that involves, I'm going to say putting a pen in your hand and writing. I mean, you can definitely be doing it on a keyboard as well. But anything that involves you sitting down to write is really important for you right now. And I do feel, because of this consciousness card showing up here, that a part of what they're talking about is some journaling going on here, because that journaling, when we begin to journal, it's so hard to see that we're progressing, just day by day by day. We tend to forget where we've come from. And in this process of journaling, it will be like a reminder that when you go back to there, you go, holy crud, that is where I started from. Because change, when we change within ourselves, it's so subtle that it feels like we were always this way. For women who were pregnant ever, once you're really pregnant, it feels like you've always been pregnant and will always be pregnant. And it's kind of the same thing when we're going through this path of personal growth, is that it's really hard for us to see our own progress, to really see how far we've come. So there's something here about getting journaling and getting writing out, that process. And it really is good about getting these thoughts down. Now, with that consciousness card, I do want to point out that this guy in the center almost looks like a brain. And see all this wild, beautiful energy of all the chakras pouring into there. And this is like a whole body-mind change, okay? So with the consciousness card, it is talking about beginning to do your personal growth work. And I really feel with this card reading here that many of you have been doing this for a while, because, spiritual path and personal growth are hand in hand. It's almost like you can have them separately, of course, but most often they come, it's a package deal, that as we start to evolve spiritually, we go, okay, we need to work on this. Now, with this card, it's also talking about that with this personal growth work, it's about working on your perception, because what we perceive, we can only perceive what our perception is bringing in. We can't perceive anything outside of our perception, even though there's a lot going on. And an example of that would be if I said, look around your room, find everything that's blue. Now close your eyes and tell me everything that's red. And it's like, oh yeah, I wasn't focused on that, and that is what this is talking about. That through working on these core beliefs, and I know I say this often in my readings, but it's just so pertinent and so important to really begin addressing the changes that need to be made in your core belief system. So not the superficial ones where you're just trying to work it with affirmations like, no, I am happy and I am. It's those core, the deep ones that are your automatic body response in situations. Those are the ones that need to get addressed. It's those deeper ones. And there's so many ways that we can, forms of healing that we can take. And I feel like this is a part of the exploration for you, because there's something really big here with both the Boundless card coming out. It literally looks like it's these two are spiraling into infinity. And with the New Direction card coming out. So I feel like either you guys are just beginning or have been doing this work for a while, and they're talking about, for some of you, this is going to be an acknowledgement of all that you have done and been doing to change you. Not that there's anything wrong with you, but to kind of abate the false self so that you can be more in your center and truth of your true self, your God self, right? And that and for those of you, this is like the encouragement to begin or to start, right? Because it's a group reading. But there's definitely changes coming out of this. And it's almost like as your perception changes of yourself, of the world, of people around you, and your beliefs begin to change, it literally changes your reality out here. And so with the New Directions card, it can be talking about a change at work, with jobs, or even your role and functions, or your relationships with people at work. This can also be a new home, new living situation, and I mean this is pretty widespread. So the feeling that I'm getting with this really is more about, I feel like this is more like encouragement to keep going and to reassure you that things are going to change here, and they're going to change in a way that is congruent for you. Now, the other card that's sitting up here is the Om card, OM. And with the Om card, Om, that is it brings us through our vocal cords back to our center. So in one essence, this is about meditating, doing quiet inner work, doing presence work, becoming present in the here and now, because as soon as we do that, it disconnects us from our past, from our beliefs, from the voice, from all of this stuff that goes on in the mind. So there is something about doing presence meditation and meditating in whatever form that really works for you, right? Because there is no set of rules. But because this is the Om card ruling the vocal cords, it's kind of funny, there's a similar sort of message in reading number 1, but that this is about you finding your voice, finding your truth, and again, expressing that truth out in the world in some form through writing. And whether that is something that you keep private to yourself and never share with the world ever, or you really step into yourself and find the courage to embrace that quiet calling in your heart to begin the writing that your soul is asking of you. Because in whatever way there is a gift for you. And I have to say, with the writing, that can be, I think I already went over the list of so many ways with what writing can be, but that includes teachings. There's so many forms. So really open up your mind to the possibilities, to allow yourself this, because I feel like, once again, I'm going to remind you that this gifted card came out. And with this gifted card, I feel like we're just going to peel back the folded ends of this present and open it up. And it's like you are opening, you are stepping into your power and your truth. Now, I just want to take a minute with this contact card to see what the general... See, okay. So with this, it feels to me like through this personal growth work that you're doing and the changes that are coming, it feels to me like you're getting connected up to, it'll either be a person or people, because it's a group reading. I can't hone in on it for you individually, but in contact with a group or people who help empower you in some way, because this is about empowering. And I don't know if that is through workshops or work, but I get the feeling or sense of work or workshops or something like that connected in here. But it's almost like hooking up with another few of your soul family, and the ones that encourage us to be our truest expression and who are our greatest cheerleaders when we cannot be that for ourselves. Now, this is a general reading, and if you would like a personal reading that's more specific to you, you can find my info down below. And if you like the reading, please do hit the thumbs up or subscribe, because I do have readings coming out every week. And I just want to encourage you guys to keep going, because this is such a hoorah from the universe. And you have some amazing life changes coming up. So I wish you guys much love, and I'm excited for you. I will see you again next week. Take care. Hi, group number 3. How are you? For those of you who have chosen our manifesting Buddha, he's going to go over with his friends. And let's see what we've got here. Okay, we have the Freedom card. That is always a nice word to hear. Freedom. Oh, okay. Resolutions. Freedom and resolutions are both good words to hear. Treasures. And that's really talking about the deeper treasures within yourself. Ooh, nice. Okay. Cosmos of the heart. Now, I'm going to draw a couple for us here while we're online. Give it a good online. We are online, but on camera. And I'm going to take this and this. Always good. You can never draw too many cards, right? Okay. And then we have, I have it. This is a hot card. Take flight. Mediumship. And recognition. Okay. So I have to say, with Cosmos coming out, with the Cosmos card coming out, the Cosmos of the Heart card, see, it's a master number 22. And this is whatever this reading is, it's talking about building, because the master number 22 involves building something out here in the world. And, you know, we have the Treasures card, or with the Cosmos card, I forgot to say the most important point of this is that the Cosmos card is about really following your heart in what you feel called to do. And most of the time, I say this often, it is just this quiet little idea in the back of your head. And it's quiet and subtle, and it's like a whisper. And when we hear it, we go, oh, no, I could never do that. I'm not good enough. I couldn't bubble. And that voice is very loud. And then you have this quiet whispering of your heart and soul. And for many of you, it won't be for all of you, but there is something about doing intuitive work here, because that mediumship card has come out. Now, it's not talking about solely mediumship. In this reading, there's something about your personal connection with spirit, because how this is split down the middle. This is two sides coming together and meeting in the middle. And it feels like, you know, when we're on our spiritual path, this is about feeling like you have spirit on your side and feeling like you have that strength and support, and that you aren't here alone in doing it. And for many of you, this will be directly talking about your intuition, your connection with spirit, what you hear, what you sense and pick up, and your gift in doing that. And I believe that many of you who are watching this reading are feeling called to do some type of intuitive work. Now, that intuitive work, it could be mediumship, it could be doing readings, it could be doing counseling and really working with people to help them change. There's so many different ways that we can use our intuition in our job, and I feel like I really need to reiterate that it's not solely purely just doing readings. Healing work, when we're working with doing healing of any sort, we are so tuned in to the person and to our higher guidance and what to do with this person. So I really want you to expand your understanding of intuitive work here, okay, while we're talking about this, because there is something about feeling some sort of calling in this area of life and feeling like you're holding back in some way. And I'm saying that because the take flight card is there. The take flight card is about stepping out with what you want to do. And, because these little butterflies that create this larger one creates this chain link, it is about making these social connections. So I feel like on another point of view at this, that this is about you getting connected with people, groups, associations, whatever, who use their intuition or are doing the work that you want to do, so that you have that support in doing it. Now, with this freedom card coming out, I feel like there's something that's gonna bust open here for you guys, literally, because this is like a little snail shell, and beautiful little you is hiding away in this shell and keeping yourself protected. And this is about really beginning to release those chains that we have on ourselves. We chain ourselves to stay small and safe. And this freedom card is about feeling safe to be who you are, feeling free to be the expression of yourself, and to really embrace the work that your deepest self is calling for you to do. And with the resolutions card, I feel like what they're talking about is overcoming those obstacles that you feel are in your way. Even the voice that is saying that may be saying to you, because this is group reading, that you can't and you would never do it, right, or you'll never be as good as blah blah blah, and all of the mental stuff that's holding you back. I feel like there's some sort of resolution in that area. Like, you just finally get that breakthrough. You break through that tape, and you're like, once you do, you're on your way. And for others, I feel like it's overcoming some life situations, and I feel like, support what there's something about other people involved here somehow, not feeling supported. It's varied, it's coming in so many different ways, but there's something about overcoming yourself and possibly overcoming some situations that are set up here, so that you can get down that path, whether it's getting the funds that you need to take classes, or beginning out and still working your 9-to-5 job and slowly transitioning over into doing this. With this treasures card showing up, this in one way with all these reds, this treasure card is about really becoming grounded in your gifts, and really becoming grounded in accepting that this is what your heart is calling you to do, and to really be grounded in owning it and claiming it and using it out here in this world, like in a way that really works for you and works within your life. And the other thing with this treasures card is there's more to this story than just doing intuitive work. It feels like this is the beginning. You making your claim and saying, okay, I am going to be a counselor, a healer, an intuitive, a headhunter who hires people for work. You know, you intuitively choose the right person, however this is going to look for you guys. That once you get in there and start doing it, or start the schooling and training that you need to do this work, that there's more that's coming out here as far as what you are capable of, what you believe you are capable of, and it feels like you're going to add to this and it's going to expand. And I feel like this is the big one here, this is like the biggest encouragement, because this reading is what your deepest heart and soul is trying to answer for you and call you to. And it's the recognition card. And the reason I love this card so much is, you know, it's this beautiful metallic gold color, and that is about really coming from this place of true empowerment, of really being, of honoring yourself, and, you know, being confident in who you are and what you're doing. But the biggest thing is this recognition. And I feel like it's a twofold story, because it's talking about you recognizing the gifts that you have and coming to see that there's even more to the story than you realize at this time. And I feel like it's also definitely a reassurance that, you know, the work that you are wanting to do the secretly, or, you know, or haven't quite claimed yet, I don't know where you are at in the journey, but there's something about being recognized out in the world for what you're doing. And this could be on a big scale, big public scale, or it could be even just within your workplace or through the people that you're connected to. But in some way, it's almost like the universe brings these situations to you, which is actually us bringing this to ourselves, where we get that feedback from the world that what we're doing is valuable, that what we're doing is important, that what we're doing is needed, and that it's making a difference, and really getting the kudos from the universe. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly draw one more card as a final word, and I feel like this is my card right here. Okay, music. So for some of you, I feel like this will directly correlate to dancing, music, sound healing, all of those things. But for the most part, when that music card comes up, it's like realizing that our life has a rhythm and a flow. And this is about really stepping in, like getting out onto the dance floor, taking flight, like not standing at the back of the school gymnasium at the school dance and just hiding away in the shadows. It's like, come out onto the dance floor, step out into your life, and move with the music, and go and release yourself and free yourself to really dance in your life. Okay, now if you enjoyed this reading, please do hit the like button or subscribe, because I am doing videos every week. And if you would like a personal reading that's much more specific to you, all my info is down below in the video description. And I just want to say, wow, you guys, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Embrace it. Just do it. Okay. I am going to send you off with all my love, and I will see you guys again next week. Take care. Hi, group number 4. How are you? Okay, for those of you who have chosen our beautiful little abundance Buddha, we'll put him over with his friends. And we will see, which way am I going here? This way. Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay, so we have master number 33, Lion Guide. He is an amazing card. That's a power card if I've ever seen one. Wow. Okay. Loved ones. This one is all about past life connections. Another power card, Shenrizi. And I'm sure you can feel the crazy high vibe off this card. It's just like, whew. I have to say, this is about you guys stepping into your power and stepping into your truth, like right away, just with these 4 cards. And it's like, you are being fully supported by spirit, by your loved ones who've passed over. Those who are sitting on the other side of the veil are like, they're more than just cheering you on. That's for sure. 1, 2, and we're going to take, where is it? There it is. Okay. I'm going to take this one. Might as well draw a couple extra. Okay. So we have the Innocence card, which is about, oh my goodness, manifest. Now, here's why I'm like, oh my goodness, because the Shenrizi card is from the Path of the Soul deck, and Shenrizi is all about manifesting. And then you have the Manifest card from the Return of Spirit deck. So you have 2 cards all about manifesting. And that's why I like to draw cards on camera, because it really brings it home. Now, that is amazing. I'm going to put these 2 over here. I'm going to move these over, because here is the other card that we have. So I have to say that this, to me, it's been a hot topic for the last few weeks. Relationships, whether they are personal or like intimate, whatever, with family. Like the universe has been bringing through a lot of relationship type readings, and it's because we gain the most growth, insight, self-understanding through our relationships. But it feels to me like you guys have been like going through the mill, because I feel some heavy energy here, that you've really been, tested, so to speak, and that, you've been mind going in circles trying to work it out and figure it out, and that it's caused you a lot of heartache and grief coming through this. And the reason I'm saying that is because this card looks like almost like one half of these theater masks, like from Phantom of the Opera. And a lot of this is about our past lives and the connections that we make to other souls in previous lives, that we end up working that out again in this life, and we continue until we heal it or complete it and make it right within ourselves. And so I feel like a part of what this is talking about is this. It's either one or a few, these people who you have this deeper soul connection with, and the issues that you've been working on with them and through them. And with these 2 cards coming out, the Innocence card and Worthy card, I mean, this is all about your value and worth, your innocence. With the Innocence card comes forgiveness, because oftentimes we judge ourselves so harshly that when we're in, I don't want to say tumultuous relationships, because not every relationship is tumultuous and not every relationship is toxic. Sometimes we can be with an incredible, loving partner who's fantastic, but the time has come that, it's time to grow our separate ways. Okay, so I don't want you to take everything as being, it's all tumultuous and and toxic. It's not. This is any of those relationships where we have that real soul connection to other people, to that other person or people. And there's a lot going on here for you guys about really coming to see your own value and worth. And it feels almost to me like for many of you that because you've been doing this work of, like, coming to this place of forgiving your past and forgiving yourself, and choosing to see, really truly see your own value and your worth and your significance, not just as a human being or a man or a woman, but as a soul incarnated, being God incarnated into this human body, the divine spark of light that you are, to see the worth and your value out here in the world and going, okay, I love you, but I can't do this anymore. Or we're going to do this, but in a different way, because we have these manifesting cards coming up. It's talking about, through this personal growth work that you guys have been doing, this personal growth work has been a big theme throughout this week's reading. And I think that it's because this is a message from your deepest heart and your own soul. And so, in one way, this is talking about, like, soothing and encouraging you that you are making the right choices in your relationships, and that as you continue to grow and evolve and really come to understand that not only are you loved and lovable, that you are love, you are unconditional divine love, and you're just working away these layers of beliefs and false self to come to this truth and understanding. And that's the gift that these relationships bring us. And so I do have to say, for some of you, I would not be surprised if you have just recently started into a new relationship that is that, deeper soulmate kind of connection that really brings this healing for you, and like supports you in that healing, and you support them, because this is always a two-way street, right? Now, the other thing, like, with two manifesting cards coming out, the message could not be any stronger that this is, as you are doing this work and this personal growth work, that you are changing the core beliefs that are running in your subconscious. And as you are changing those beliefs about yourself, it's changing your perceptions of the world. And in doing that, it's changing what you are manifesting for yourself out here in your life. Because I say this a lot, we manifest every moment of every day, whether we are consciously aware or not. And it isn't just our conscious mind that's doing this. So when these really crappy things happen to us, we're like, holy God, what happened here? I've manifested this crap, and I've been working so hard on my thoughts and da-da. And it's not just this. The biggest part of the manifesting is what lives inside your subconscious, your deepest held beliefs that came from those early years of our childhood that taught us who we think we are and what our value and worth is, right? That's what is the main platform creating out here in the world around us. And by you doing this work on yourself and making those changes, I feel like, if you haven't already yet, this is about manifesting this partner who is this support in your personal growth work, who you guys are support for each other. Or it's the other way, that you have this person now, and because it's a group reading, right? That you have this person now, and through these changes, you're beginning to see the change happen out here in your physical reality. with this. And I need to remind you that the purpose of manifesting isn't just so we can have that car and we can have that new job. The purpose of manifesting is to bring us into the absolute present moment where we can experience an awakening of the truth of who we really are, and to realize our true God self. That is the point of us being involved in manifesting, because that's ultimately where it leads. Now, I have to say there's something else more going on in this reading because of these two cards that we have sitting here. Now, with the loved ones card, see all those pinks? I mean, this almost looks like this beautiful pink angel, and the energy pouring out from him or her. And with that pink is the other color of the heart chakra. So it feels to me like you guys are really surrounded in love and support in this time, because I feel like many of you have been through the mill. You've been dragged through the mud. I combined my words. And I feel like this is a way that Spirit is getting this message to you, that you are being supported, you are loved, and you do deserve that kind of loving, supportive relationship, okay? But you guys have this power card sitting here. Number 33, Lion Guide. And Lion Guide is about really claiming your kingdom. And with two manifesting cards here, the kingdom is your reality. It's like claiming your reality and going, you know what? I own this life. This is my life. And I'm not going to live it for anybody else. And I'm not going to live it in the way I have been up to this point. That hasn't been creating what I want in the world. I'm going to own this, and I'm going to do the work I need to do on myself to really create the life that I want. And with this Lion Guide card, I need to reassure you that a big part of this card is about ultimately stepping into a leadership role. And whether you do that consciously or it just kind of comes upon you, it's like when somebody really steps into their truth and their power, and they really own themselves in a healthy, authentic way, others, we notice. We're like, wow, look at that person. Wow. And it's like, I want to be that, because we see their greatness, and seeing someone else's greatness is amazing and inspiring. And there is something here about your greatness coming out, you showing your greatness to the world and sharing it with the world. And in some way, this creates a sort of leadership position where others look to you and go, okay, I want the same for me. So it's like you become an inspiration to others. And I know that at times we can be so stuck in our stuff and the craziness of life that you're like, that is way too far away from me, from where I'm at. But remember, this reading is from your soul and your heart. And it's like, it's saying, this is where the path is going. Come, my love, come, you can do this. We're on the way. Okay. Now, if you would like a personal reading, which is, more fine-tuned to you specifically, all my information is down below. If you liked the video, please do hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. And subscribe, because I have new videos coming out each week. And I just want to say, holy wow, you guys. Wow. Hold on. This is gonna get good. Okay? I'm sending you all my love. You take care, and I will see you again next week. Bye.